Hey guys, Ultra Maximus official merchandise is now available on my Spring store. Help support the channel and shop by clicking the link below.
Oh, hey look, it's Sunstreaker.
It is I, C-3PO. You probably don't recognize me because of the red arm.
Hey, yo, give me my arm back. Motherfucker.
You suck.
Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another toy review, and today we've got a 2-for-1. We're taking a look at the War for Cybertron Studio Series Bumblebee and Cliffjumper. Now I got both of these from Big Bad Toy Store, and they look super cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. Here we have Cliffjumper and Bumblebee in a package, and they both have that open face I hate. And overall, they look pretty decent. We got all the logos for everything on the front of the box. We've got some nice artworks. The same artwork except for different heads, which is not surprising. We got the War for Cybertron video game logo at the top on each box, right here. Sides of the package have the robots, and again, same artwork, different heads. Nothing really shocking there. And then side of the package, again, robot shots, same robot, different heads. Very, very not surprising at all. So just kind of a close-up. Here we have a Bumblebee. I do like the artwork. I think that looks cool. I'm glad they got rid of the pink cheeks that were in the game design. That looked a little silly. But yeah, pretty cool. I do like the D-pad controller up here on these Gamerverse figures. Definitely cool. And then just a close look at Cliffjumper. Again, pretty cool. Like the design. Very nice. Got our Studio Series logo. Robot again on the side. He is number 5. And our D-pad controller once again. And the robot. So yeah, all in all, looks really, really cool. Definitely digging that. Now, the back of the package has the bots and their robot mode and the vehicle mode. Interestingly, different artwork on these, different sizes, different poses, so that's kind of interesting. So just a close-up of the figures. Now they each have different dioramas. That's what the one Bumblebee comes with. And then here's a closer look at Cliffjumper, and he's got a different diorama, which again I thought was interesting. So at least we got some differences there. And that's about it for the package. Let's get these guys out of box and see what we think. So here we have a Bumblebee and the Cliffjumper out of the packaging, and for the most part, I like these robot modes. They're the exact same figure, obviously. They're just different paint schemes, and they have different head sculpts. They do look like the characters from the video game, which I like. They are a bit smaller than the original video game figures, and the joints on these figures feel a little tighter. They do come with a good number of accessories. So we've got this kind of big arm cannon piece here, and then we got a smaller gun for the arm, and then they both come with this sword. Now they're the exact same plastic, same color, same everything, same mold. Now what you do is you pull this arm off, very similar to the Gamerverse Prime. So you pull the arm off, and then you can install a weapon on there like that, which is interesting. You can then also install the alternate weapon if you like, which is interesting. I personally would rather them have blasters, but it's an interesting gimmick, I suppose. Now you can also exchange the arm pieces on these guys. This is pretty cool since they are the same figure. You can interchange the parts on this arm since it does pop off. And there we go. So we got Cliffjumper's arm on Bumblebee, and then we can put Bumblebee's arm on Cliffjumper, which I actually like. There's something about that looks cool, especially with Bumblebee. That little bit of red really pops on him. I just kind of like it. I think it's kind of fun. Don't know why, but it's kind of cool that you can do that, for sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and put these arms back on the appropriate bot. And we'll take a look at the articulation on the figures. So, articulation's pretty decent. Head is on a ball joint, moves back and forth and up and down pretty well. Like that. We have a twist at the waist, right there. Arms are on ball joints. They do move up and down and out. There is a mushroom peg at the top of the bicep. We've got a nice elbow joint. And the hands do hinge inward, but that is for transformation. Legs kick that far forward. They kick back all the way. They splay out really, really far, which is nice. There's a mushroom peg at the upper leg. We've got a nice knee joint right there. The feet do have some articulation, but it's for transformation, and there really is no hinge joint. Again, that's for transformation, so there's no ankle rocker pivot on these particular figures. Taking a closer look at Bumblebee himself, it looks good. I like the sculpt, I like the design, I like the fact they got rid of the pink cheeks out of it. It looks way better, I think, than the original game design. I like the black stripes. He's got taillights on the back, the red and black stripes, the Autobot logo. All of that stands out really, really well. I am concerned that this figure is going to have some, gold plastic syndrome issues, because there are some parts that are a little bit thin. Looking at the midsection of the figure, again, sculpted well. We got the big bulbous arms with the wheels there like we did in the video game. I like the grill, the paint job around the grill, the black, the red. All of the pinstriping looks good. Again, those taillights look amazing. The blacks and the gold, yellowy colors all look super cool. And then taking a look at the legs of Bumblebee, again, pretty decent. They look a little awkward around the knees. I feel like those pieces should be on the outer side, but just the way they designed it. I do like the wheels set inward on the ankles. A very, very nice design, and it's a very stable standing figure. Now taking a closer look at Cliffjumper himself, again, the body is the same. We just have a new head sculpt, and they did a good job with the head sculpt. I like the design. It's not just a repurposed Bumblebee head, which is very cool. The silver horns, the light blue eyes like Bumblebee, totally different face. The rest of the body is pretty much the same. Black, red, we've got red and black stripes. The Autobot logo doesn't stand out as much because it's on red, but I mean, it's a Cliffjumper figure. Taking a look at the midsection of Cliffjumper, again, same exact design. I like this design, but I wish there was a little bit more that stuck out on him, because the red and the black, it doesn't stick out like the yellow and the black with Bumblebee. The other issue I've got is we don't have any taillights painted onto the back of Cliffjumper, but I guess it's because he's red, so I'll give them that. And finally, taking a look at the legs of Cliffjumper. Again, this is the exact same mold. We just have red and black plastic versus yellow and black. Exact same stance, same stability, same design. Not much else to say. For comparison, here we have it, the Gamerverse Studio Series War for Cybertron, Cliffjumper, and Bumblebee next to my custom Leo Nemesis Prime. And as you can see, they're about just under his shoulders, so about the right size, I think. And if you're interested to see the video on this custom figure, I'll add a link above. Now, transformation on these figures, I hate to say, are a nightmare, but we will go through them. There's some things to kind of know about it. First thing that we want to do is you're going to flip the hands inward like this. Flip the wheels around like that. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Flip your hands, then flip your wheels around like this. So it looks like that. Then you want to lift your shoulder pads until they lock into place on both sides. lock it into place like that. And then what you want to do is lift the chest piece forward, just this, and it will pop apart. There are so many pieces that will pop. They do pop back into place, but just be aware of that. So again, we're going to lift this up. Let me straighten this a bit. So pop this. Doesn't feel like it's going to go, but it will go. Flip that up. Pull this outward a little bit to give yourself some wiggle room. And then what you want to do is push this piece downward. Get the arms, and again, the arms, they just pop right off. Put them back on your ball socket. So this piece, this black piece, will fold downward. And then what you want to do is rotate it back a little, and then you'll be able to get this to go in. So it should go flat. It may pop a little forward out, but you can fix that later. Push these pieces inward, and then you're going to take the shoulders and roll them back, and this will be terribly bad the first few times you do this. The more you do it, the easier it will actually get. So it's got to be flush right there with that. And then you're going to pull this fin out again because it will move. Twist the arm inward, and then you're going to rotate it up and get this wheel to go into the lip. Now there's a little lip it's got to go through, and it's kind of difficult to get it on there, but it will go. And sometimes it will unhinge the shoulder bit, so make sure that stays flush. That is a very annoying maneuver to do. So you got to do it again on this side. Rotate this kind of back and down, make sure it's flush. Rotate this, get it into this wheel hub. Again, it'll pop out. Doesn't do it every time, but it is annoying. So just pop it back into place, get this wheel into the hub. Again, just make sure it's there, make sure everything's flat and in place, and it should look like this. So the next step is to rotate this down, twist the waist around 180 degrees, and then this little peg is going to go into this hole above this mushroom peg. If it doesn't, it won't work. So lower this down and then push this up into that peg, and it should go flush like that. If it's not like that, the rest of the figure will not transform right. So now we're going to flip open the legs like this, and then rotate them down at the knee. Flip the feet inward like that. So we're going to do the same thing on both sides. Flip the feet inward, and then we're going to rotate these pieces down, and then we'll fold the feet inward like this. So it'll look like this on the back side of it. So now what we want to do is we're going to connect this peg into this port on the arm, and then align the other pegs up into the doors. So make sure that's in, and then those should go very, very flat. Again, do the same thing on this side. I'm going to push this in, and those will go flat like that. Just make sure everything's connected in, nice and tight. It'll look like this. And then we're going to rotate this door down, and then these pegs are going to go into the back of the legs, behind the tires. And just make sure everything is nice and snapped in. You can push this window down if need be. And then just make sure it's as tight as possible. And there we have Bumblebee in his vehicle mode. Now these two figures, both of these transform exactly the same way. So again, we're going to take Cliffjumper. We'll rotate his little shoulder pads up. Fold your hands in like this. Lift this upward like that. And spread out the inner pieces if need be, like that. Make sure your arms are out of the way. Get these out of the way like this. And again, just fold this down, rotate it back, and you can get that to go through, just like that. So it'll look like that. And then we want to get the arms up, and we're going to get the shoulders rotated down. So these are going to want to go down for me all nice. And then we want to rotate these wheels. Again, get that piece out. Make sure this wheel is rotated down around the wrist. And then you can put it up in the wheel hub like this. So that went in pretty well. Let's see this side. Rotate this wheel down like this, and then we're going to rotate the shoulder in. This is just as bad as Bumblebee. He's just operating a little bit better for me now. Rotate this inward. Click this into place. There we go. And there we have Cliffjumper's front end done. Rotate this down. Twist the waist around, and then maneuver the piece down and get that peg into the waist. Again, it should go flush like that. So once you got the legs back like that, we're going to flip the thighs outward again. Rotate them down and flip your feet over the knees. Same way as we did before. And we're going to rotate these little pieces down and then push the little toes inward like this, just like we did before. And then again, we're going to align the back of the leg into the arm. Make sure everything connects at the top, just like we did before. Same thing with this side. So just plug that in and connect it up. So everything's connecting and nice and tight. And rotate this down and connect it into place. Push this in if need be. And here we have Cliffjumper in his vehicle mode. So here we have both the bots in their vehicle modes, and they look pretty good. I like this design. I like the Cybertronian mode. They're very cute, very Tron-esque, which I definitely dig. I love how Bumblebee's got the taillights, which we don't have on Cliffjumper because he's all red. They roll really, really well, which I do dig considering how they're designed. So that's very cool. So just kind of a close-up. Again, I love that design. I love that grille up front. The wheels look cool. All those look nice. We get the red taillights back there, which is cool. Very well designed. We get a little Bumblebee's face at the bottom. And then Cliffjumper. Again, it's the same figure. It's just all in red and black. Nothing too terribly different. I wish there was something that broke it up like silver or something, but it is what it is. Cliffjumper face at the bottom. But yeah, they both definitely look cool. Now, to put the weapons on, you can plug the big piece on the top like this. Connect that to the top. And then underneath, you're going to put the little gun inside. There's a peg port you can plug in here if your fingers can fit, but it'll plug in and look like that. And then you put the sword on the back of the vehicle and kind of make a bumper out of it. So you just plug it into place like that, and then there is the sword and the gun on the bottom like that. And then of course you can do the same thing with Cliffjumper. So take him, plug his big old gun on his roof up here on the top like this. You just plug in like that. Take the little gun, port it in underneath, just like that. Look like that. And then take the sword and turn it into a bumper on the back of him. So just plug it into place like that. There he is with his little sword and the weapons. So yeah, definitely fun. So is the War for Cybertron Studio Series Gamerverse Cliffjumper and Bumblebee, are these figures you want in your Transformers collection? Well, if you're a War for Cybertron completist, this might be something you pick up. If you missed the original figures back in the day, this is a good pickup to fill in that gap. As far as robot modes go, I like these figures. Transformation on these figures are a nightmare, so these could be easy passes because of that alone. There's also some very thin pieces with the figures, especially those front hubs that the wheels plug into. They feel like they could snap. The ball joints fall off all the time. The backpack will fall off during transformation all the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. So as you saw in the video, it can be very, very frustrating. So just be aware of that. I do not recommend these for kids like under 12 years old. They will break these things. They will get frustrated with these things. So be aware with that. So for better or for worse, there's the Gamerverse War for Cybertron, Cliffjumper, and Bumblebee. Hey guys, I want to give a shout out to my top subscribers and to my newest subscribers. Thank you all so much for helping grow the channel. Remember, for every 1,000 subscribers, I'll give you, the fans, a chance to win a free action figure. If you don't see your name and want to be included, like this video, add a comment down below telling me to add you, and of course, subscribe. Thanks again, and look for more videos in the future. Hey guys, thanks for watching. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Be sure to click all the things, subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell for new videos. And follow me on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links in the description below.